I'm here.
Okay, and I will mark Dennis present. I just did. Okay. Yeah, no, thanks.
All right.
Okay, so here we go.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Rapids Common Council meeting, Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. Time is 6:02 p.m. Number one, call to order. Number two, roll call. All aldermen are present. Mr. Veneman is on Zoom audio with us. Item three, Pledge of Allegiance and silent prayer in lieu of invocation. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Item four, reading of the minutes of the previous meeting held on November 19th, 2024. See attachment number 1. Council, what are your wishes? Wait, what am I doing here?
No, they're not
Switching
approving
back from
minutes.
committee to council.
Approving minutes from the 13th.
Right. All right. I have a motion by Pluis, seconded by Katna
To approve?
To approve.
to approve. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes.
So wait until everybody votes to ask Dean.
Dean?
Aye.
Patrick, how do you vote?
Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. Item 5, consider for adoption the actions of the Planning Commission at its meeting held on December 16th, 2024. I will be, in Mr. Kern's absence, I'll be reading the minutes. Meeting was called to order at 4 p.m. Approval of the reports from November 4th and November 19th, 2024. Planning Commission meetings. Motion by Tao to approve the reports from November 4th and November 19th. Motion carried. Seconded by Palmquist. A motion carried 7-0. Item 24-002555. Stephen and Laura Nelson, public hearing and action on a request from Stephen and Laura Nelson for a conditional use permit to operate a day spa. General services use at an unaddressed parcel on the southeast corner of Peach Street and 24th Street South, parcel ID 3410788, which falls within the mixed-use commercial B5 district. Kyle Kearns provided a synopsis of the request. Approval was recommended with the conditions outlined in the staff report. Public hearing opened at 4:05 p.m. Although speaking in favor, John Dietrich, 850 First Avenue South, J.R. Seward of Coldwell Bank, Dennis Pollock, and District 6 Alderperson. Speaking against, none. Public hearing closed at 4:08 p.m. Motion by Davin to approve the request. Seconded. Motion by Davin to approve the request from Stephen and Laura for a conditional use permit to operate the day spa, which falls within that, subject to following conditions. Applicable building permits for future site improvements shall be obtained. Development shall comply with Woodlands Business Center protective covenants. And 3 minor modifications to the plan shall be permitted to be reviewed and approved by the Community Development Department. It was seconded by Goudreau. Motion carried 7-0. Item 3 adjourned. Motion by Marutz to adjourn. Seconded by Tal. Motion carried 7-0. Meeting adjourned at 4:10 p.m. With that, I submit the minutes. Council, what are your wishes?
Motion to approve the report of the Planning Commission for December 16th.
I got a motion by Austin, seconded by Penscover. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. Item 6, consider for adoption the actions of the standing committees of the Common Council as follows. A, Finance and Property Committee held on December 3rd, 2024. Mr. Catna.
Thank you. The Finance and Property Committee met at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, December 3rd in the council chambers at City Hall. All members of the Finance and Property Committee were present with Alderperson Veneman via Zoom. Item 1 was called to order. I called the meeting to order at 5 p.m. Item 2 was consider for approval a request from Eco ATM Sean Flaherty, agent, located at 951 West Grand Avenue for renewal of a secondhand article license dealer. It was moved by Delaney, seconded by Veneman to approve the request from Eco ATM. Motion carried 3-0. Item 3, consider request from 4 Indoor Golf, James B. Thompson, agent, for retail Class B fermented malt beverages and retail Class B intoxicating liquor licenses for the premise located at 2660 8th Street South. It was moved by Delaney, seconded by Veneman to approve the request. Motion carried 3-0. Item 4, consider request from the fire department to apply for a FEMA-issued firefighters assistance grant for equipment replacement. It was moved by Veneman, seconded by Delaney to approve applying for a $168,365 firefighter assistant grant for the purchase of 3 cardiac monitors with a local share of $16,836. Motion carried 3-0. Item 5, discussion regarding the 2025 mass transit passenger rates. The committee discussed the present mass transit passenger rates and no action was taken. Item 6, audit of the bills. It was moved by Catnaw, seconded by Veneman to approve checks number 23843 to 24051 in the amount of $2,316,675.74. Motion carried 3-0. Item 7, set next meeting date. The next regular meeting of the Finance and Property Committee is set for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Item 8, in open session, the committee may vote to go into closed session under Section 19.85, Para 1, Para E of the Wisconsin statutes, which reads deliberating or negotiating, purchasing of public properties, investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. It's moved by Delaney, seconded by Veneman to go into closed session. Motion carried 3-0. In closed session, the committee discussed a 2025 contract with the Southwood County Humane Society for animal shelter services. Item 9, the committee returned to open session. It was moved by Delaney, seconded by Veneman to do so. Motion carried 3-0, and the committee returned to open session. Item 10, the committee may take action on a 2025 contract with Southwood County Humane Society for animal shelter services. It was moved by Catnaw to approve the amended contract with Southwood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services. Motion died due to the lack of a second attachment number 1. No further action was taken. Item 11 was adjournment. It was moved out by Delaney, seconded by Veneman to adjourn. Motion carried 3-0, and the meeting was adjourned at 6:41 p.m. And with that, I make a motion to accept these minutes.
I got a motion by Catna, seconded by Penscover. Questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. B, Finance and Property Committee meeting held on December 10th, 2024. Mr. Catna.
Thank you. Finance and Property Committee met at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, December 10th, 2024 in the first floor conference room at City Hall. All members of the Finance and Property Committee were present except Alderperson Veneman, who was excused. Alderperson Penscover sat in for Alderperson Veneman. Item 1 was called to order. I called the meeting to order at 5 p.m. Item 2, in open session, the committee may vote to go into closed session under Section 19.85, Para 1, Para E of the Wisconsin statutes, which reads deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Moved by Delaney, seconded by Penscover to go into closed session. Motion carried 3-0. In closed session, the committee discussed a 2025 contract with Southwood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services. Item 3, the committee will return to open session. It was moved by Catnaw, seconded by Delaney to return to open session. Motion carried 3-0, and the committee returned to open session. Item 4, the committee may take action on a 2025 contract with Southwood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services. It was moved by Catnaw, seconded by Pensacover to approve the amended contract with Southwood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services. Motion carried 2-1 with Delaney voting in the negative. Attachment number 1. In the event the city does not contract with Southwood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services, the committee will discuss an animal control plan for the city. No action was taken. Item 6, adjournment. It was moved by Pensacover, seconded by Delaney to adjourn. Motion carried 3-0, and the meeting adjourned at 5:47 p.m. And with that, I make a motion to accept these minutes.
I got a motion by Catnaw. Second by Austin. Mr. Delaney?
Like to hold out 4. Or is it 2? For the item 12, which we have on our agenda.
So 2 is the closed session and 4 is the actual open session vote. Are we looking to? So do you want to talk about it or go into closed session to deliberate?
I would like to discuss this in closed session, which is number 12.
It's at the end of the agenda. It's already in closed session, so we have to hold it up to discuss it in closed session.
Okay. So we're holding out 2 or 4?
Number 4,
Number 4.
yep, and you need to ask if there's any objection.
All right, we're, Mr. Delaney's asking to hold out item number 4. Is there any objection to this?
I object.
Okay. To approve the
To
minutes.
approve the remainder?
Yep. Yep.
But it's still held out, right?
No, because he objected.
Not until we talk on item 12.
So because unanimous consent was not reached, is somebody willing to make a motion to amend the previous motion? To hold item 4 out?
Sue, do you want to explain that so people know what's going on?
Sure. So there's a motion on the floor to basically adopt all the actions of the committee, and there was a second to that, correct?
Correct.
And then someone asked for, or Alderperson Delaney asked for an item to be held out. And generally what we do with that is ask for unanimous consent. If there's no objection, then it is amended. Since there was not unanimous consent to informally amend the motion, it would be appropriate to have an actual motion to amend if someone would like to do so. Otherwise, we'll vote on the main motion.
May I say something?
Yes.
Just to clarify, the Alderperson Delaney wanted to hold at item number 4 to consider at the end of the meeting in closed session. That's what he was requesting, just to make that clear.
Can I speak? Just for clarification, it is on the council agenda already, so when we get to that item, is it considered held out already?
Well, that was
Or
just
are
in
we
case.
skipping that?
That was just in case you needed it. If you're going to dispose of it right now, without any discussion or without holding it out, then we're not going to have item 12 because it's
Okay,
would have been disposed of in open session.
thank you.
Alderperson Delaney has made a motion to amend the motion, I'm sorry, what has been requested by Alderperson Delaney. So he officially has made a motion to amend that motion. You guys can't see that, but I can.
The amendment is to hold out the item so that we can go into closed session and discuss it in closed session.
That's the official motion instead of just unanimous consent. So you'll have to make a verbal second because I can't, I already have a motion and a second. I can't get out of that screen, so you'll have to make a verbal motion or verbal second. Any second? Okay. So I guess we take a voice vote on that, Sue? Is that what we do? Yep, okay.
Can you repeat the motion and please?
Patrick, can you restate?
The motion was to approve these with holding out item 4 for, to discuss during the closed session, which is number 12 on our agenda.
All right, so I have a motion and a second. And,
It'll have to be a voice vote. I can't do it on the screen.
okay, so we're going to do a voice vote, starting with Mr. Austin.
What's the impact versus holding out versus
Actually, I can do it.
talking about it later, which is on the agenda? Is there an impact either way?
Well, right now, it's the action of the committee was to approve the contract. So the question is whether you're going to approve the contract now as part of the report or to hold it out and have it considered in closed session at the end of the meeting. So the motion is to hold it out and consider it later. So you're basically amending the main original motion, which was to approve the whole thing in open session and not have the closed session later.
And they can actually cast on there now.
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are not doing a voice vote. We are going to vote on the screens. So at this time, go ahead and cast your votes, please. Dean?
Aye.
Oh, aye. You guys are making me work tonight. Okay, give me 1 second here. It's all the odd numbers that are, I guess not, never mind. Okay. All right, I got it.
All right, so now we're taking
Motion
out.
passes. Yep,
Motion passes 5 ayes to 4 nays,
yes. So the
and
motion is amended
the motion is amended.
to hold item number 4 out.
So now we're holding item number 4 out and voting on the remainder of the minutes.
That's correct. Okay, now let me go back here. Okay, we're gonna keep that. Okay, there's the original motion, which is now amended.
Okay. So now we have a motion by Katna, second by Austin to accept the remainder of the minutes. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays.
All right.
Thank you. Item C, Public Works Committee meeting held on December 5th, 2024.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Works Committee met on Thursday, December 5th in council chambers. All members were present. The meeting was called to order at 5 p.m. First item of business was review the Engineering and Street Department monthly activity report, and those reports were reviewed. Item 3, review and consider removing sidewalk on 2nd Street North between Cherry Street and Poplar Street as part of the road project in 2025. This section of sidewalk is being considered for removal since it lacks interconnectivity to other sidewalk and is located in a low-volume residential neighborhood. This item will be reconsidered after hearing from adjacent property owners. No action was taken. Item 4, review and consider adding a school zone along Cook Avenue from 100 feet east of Lincoln Street to a point 900 feet east of Lincoln Street. That motion by Penscover, second by Palmquist, to add a school zone along Cook Avenue from 100 feet east of Lincoln Street to a point 900 feet east of Lincoln Street. That motion carried. Item 5, review the referral list. The referral list was reviewed and updated. Item 6, set the next meeting date, which was set for January 9th at 5 p.m. And item 7 was adjournment. Motion by Palmquist, second by Penscover to adjourn, and that motion carried. And with that, that concludes the report of the Public Works Committee.
Thank you. Council, what are your wishes?
Move to approve.
I got a motion by Veneman. Second by Penscover. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. Item D, Human Resources Committee meeting held on December 12, 2024. Mr. Delaney.
The Wisconsin Rapids Human Resources Committee held a meeting on December 12th, 2024 at 4 p.m. in the council chambers. All committee members were present. Also present were Mayor Zacher, Attorney Schill, and Human Resources Manager Ryan Hartman. Item 1 was called to order. The meeting was called to order at 4:01 p.m. Number 2, HR update was given. Update was provided, no action taken. Number 3, the committee may vote to go into closed session under section 19.81 pair 1 pair E Wisconsin statute, which reads deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session. Motion by Pluis, second by Pollock to go into closed session. Roll call vote was taken. Motion carried 3-0 in closed session. The committee discussed negotiation and bargaining strategy regarding labor negotiations with WRPPA and IAFF. Item 4, the committee will return to open session. Motion by Delaney, second by Pluis to return to open session. Motion carried 3-0. Number 5, the committee may discuss and consider for approval a general wage increase for non-represented employees of the city to be effective January 1st, 2025. Motion by Pollock, second by Delaney to hold over item 5 while the city pursues settlements of wage increases with its bargaining units, as has been the past practice of the city. Motion carried 3-0. Item 6 was adjournment. Motion by Delaney, second by Pluis to adjourn. Motion carried 3-0. Meeting adjourned at 5:05 p.m. And with that, I will submit the report of the Human Resources Committee.
Thank you. Council, what are your wishes?
Motion to approve.
I had a motion by Catna, seconded by Pollock. Mr. Delaney?
So we did have one person that was retiring, and we also, I think we have 2 people that are retiring. Chief Eckes is retiring as well. And I didn't know if we had some sort of recognition that we're going to do for them next month, or what the plan for that was. But I do believe that people that serve the city should be recognized for what they've done. I've worked with Chief Eckes on a number of projects for the city, and he's put a lot of time outside of work into this. And I don't think that the other council members know what he's done for the city, and I just think that a recognition would be well-deserved of some sort.
Agreed. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your ballot, your vote. Dean?
Aye.
Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. Item 7, reports of other committees, commissions, boards, and departments. All the reports have been submitted from the different departments. You can read them at your convenience. Item 8, referrals to committees. Jennifer?
I have 2 referrals from Alderperson Palmquist for legislative and one for from Alderperson Katnoff for legislative committee.
All right. Item 9, in open session, the council may vote to go into closed session under section 191.85, para 1, para E for Wisconsin statutes, which reads deliberating and negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. And section 19.85, para 1, para G, Wisconsin statutes, which reads conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. In closed session, the council will discuss a mutual settlement and release agreement regarding wastewater services with the village of Buren. What are your wishes? I got a motion by Pluis to go into closed session, seconded by Penscover. All those go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. We are now in closed session.
Motion to approve the mutual settlement and release agreement regarding wastewater services with the Village of Buren.
I have a motion by Austin, seconded by Palmquist. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
All right, item 12, in open session, the council may vote to go into closed session under section 19.85, para 1, para E of the Wisconsin statutes, which reads deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting of other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. In closed session, the council will discuss a 2025 contract with the South Wood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services. What are your wishes, council? Jake, Mr. Catton, you got.
Thank you. I'm going to vote against it. I think this discussion should happen in open session.
Patrick, what's your motion?
Motion to go into closed session.
I got a motion by Delaney to go into closed session. No second?
I'll
Motion by-
second it.
Motion by Veneman to second, seconded by Veneman. All right, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Aye.
Thank you, and So the motion to go into closed session is 5 nays to, or 3 yeses to 5 noes. So it fails. Okay. So the council stays in open session. Item 14, the council may take action on a 2025 contract with Southwood County Humane Society for Animal Shelter Services.
Motion to approve the 2025 contract with Southwood County Humane Society for the Animal Shelter Services.
I got a motion by Austin, seconded by Pluis to accept the contract with the Humane Society for 2025. And Ms. Palmquist?
Time to discuss before we vote, correct?
Yes.
Great. So I am pro using Southwood County Humane Society for all they do in our community above and beyond housing our animals. I am also pro ensuring that what we are paying Southwood County Humane Society to do for us is adequately and completely outlined in our contract. Each time we've talked about those services, it's a different discussion and a different set of services that are covered by the $76,000. I know the goal of this contract is to have something that we are going to use at the end of 2025 to talk about what we need for 2026. I don't believe that what we have in the contract meets those requirements. It still contains language that vaguely references other services without allowing or requiring that we have any documentation to justify what those services are or when they're provided. It includes items that have no relevance to the services provided, such as the Southwood County Humane Society determining their fees for adoptions of animals after they're in their possession. And I think the biggest concern for me is the statement that Southwood County Humane Society can accept fees from the public, but there is a lack of requirement here to report any fees collected to the city. So that means that Southwood County Humane Society could collect fees for surrenders, seizures, and impoundments. They would not break any contractual requirements by doing so, and there's no obligation for them to tell the city about these requirements. So if our goal and intention is to pay $76,000 for services that we can't adequately account for, then we should absolutely approve this contract and prepare to have the same discussion again at the end of 2025.
Any other questions?
Ms. Palmquist,
Comments?
can you repeat that last statement? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
The last statement. So if we
Yeah,
don't,
the last sentence you read. If our goal is, and I lost the rest.
sorry, if our goal is to pay the $76,000 for services and not be able to adequately account for what that $76,000 is paying for, then we should approve the contract, and then we should all prepare to have the same discussion at the end of 2025.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, go ahead and cast your votes. Dean?
Nay.
Thank you. Motion passes 5 ayes to 3 nays. Item 15. Sorry. You're good. Take time. Item 15, adjournment. What are your wishes? I get a motion by Palmquist, second by Pluis. Go to adjourn. All those in favor, or go ahead and cast your votes. Dean,
Aye.
thank you. Motion passes 8 ayes to 0 nays. Thank you, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas.